Hello, everybody else. Hello, everybody. That's guy here. I am sorry I was not available for yesterday. Very unfortunate. I did get to miss out on the South America division and the MENA division. Oh my goodness, we missed out so much, haven't we? But we are back with the Asia Pacific division. We'll get to see the rest of the Asia Pacific division as long as my schedule is relatively free. But then again, I mean, like, hiccups like that was kind of unexpected. Again, not do very much. I do normally not have anything scheduled for most of my day, so that being the only day where I actually had to be somewhere was just kind of unfortunate. But here I'm back again for the Asia Pacific Division tonight and on the Wednesday night as well. Yes, as you can see, we actually do not have a battle on the 13th or a battle on the 15th. Battle on the We don't have a battle on the 13th. We don't have a battle on the 14th, but we have a battle on the 15th, which will be Wednesday. We do have South America though, with a battle only starting on the 14th morning, which is my Tuesday. So that is happening then. Though it does skip a day. But anyway, enough about that. We got two battles tonight. We have GNG versus Mugun Kingdom and CBL versus Ecliptos. We'll get to see those two. All four of these guys are pretty tough, if I do say so. GNG probably not going to be stronger than MG. Is probably not going to win against Mugun Kingdom. I don't have that kind of confidence in them, but I'm definitely not sure how Ecliptos is going to deal with. Um, Ecliptos is going to deal with CBL. CBL being one of the stronger teams, definitely did take out a very confident team that I was pretty sure that it was going to be. It's probably one of the stronger teams among all of the lineups. TKT in the last round. But we'll get to see these two. No, TKT was beaten out by Northern. No, TKT won against Northern Legion. CBL fought against QJ. QJ was not actually that good. Huh. Okay, so just mostly my bad with the memory section of my bad on my part, but I'm gonna have to give CBEL. I do feel like CBEL has probably more to offer, but I haven't seen ECL's battles, so let's see if they can hold their own. But other than that, we're probably just gonna have to wait for the pick ban phase of tonight, day 8 of the Asia Division tournament. So, stay tuned. We'll get to see it shortly. I believe the beginning should. I believe the other. I believe the Conqueror's Blade developers should be ready to start their own stream in about a minute, and then approximately 3 minutes from there, we do have the pick ban, and probably by 8:06, 8:07, we'll be in battle. Hey, it's nice to see Bread again. Bread is one of the long-time narrators for the stream. Haven't seen Morgan in eons, though. Wish he does come back for at least the finals. It would be great to hear his energy again, very much so. The fact that commentators on the Conqueror's Blade devs are not really particularly strong. Though I have to give them some credit for at least trying. Keeping up a stream is actually fairly difficult, especially when you got a lot of moving parts. You're working with a lot of associate streamers, one such as myself, although I only just stream from my room, not a green screen, so you get to see the back of me my whole way. Hopefully nothing nefarious goes in the background, but hope you guys can ignore most of it. I did say I would figure out to put my face in a different spot, since apparently this spot here is really bad. Maybe I'll swap it around. Maybe. I don't know. Should I swap it around? Out here? Hmm, out here. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. How's that? Hmm, maybe up a bit. Oh, I'm not covering that. Let's see how that works out. I'm pretty sure I might actually cover up a bit of the scoreboard. I didn't want to cover over the icon, but I might just have to cover over the icon positioning of my camera. Not really the greatest, but I will see what happens. Ba da 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 da. Yes, links are open. Open sesame. Oh, goody, we have the pick band phase coming up. Click, 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 click. Alrighty, we got Mughal Kingdom and GNG. I think the guys on the left-hand side will be attacking first. The guys on the right-hand side will attack second. Whoa! Mughal Kingdom going out with a wall fort ban. Second time we've seen a wall fort ban. Going to be forcing both teams to not play on wall fort. Let's see GNG come out with something maybe interesting. What's the second ban going to be? The wall fort ban is always extraordinary because wall fort is is very common. The fact that we won't get to actually see it is pretty insane. A Linwu Fortress ban, probably no one likes the 10v10 map. 10v10 map can be a wild card, can throw a wrench into team tactics when you're against pretty strong strategists. Sometimes the smaller battles can really win you the day, as you're winning by sheer luck sometimes. But a good strategy on Linwy Fortress can easily win you the day. We got Magoon Kingdom coming out with Hailong Fjord pick. Probably not uncommon to say. Hailong Fjord is quite popular when Wallfort is not chosen. But here, Wallfort not being available, being banned in fact. Let's see what GNG decides to choose. I'm thinking a harbor city, but no. It turns out to be a Constantinopolis. Very interesting to see a Constantinople is coming out for GNG attacking, in fact. We'll see how well Mughal Kingdom goes for the defense on Constantinopolis, but I think for the first battle we'll get to see Mughal Kingdom attack on Hailong Fjord. So, we got our maps, we got our teams. So, we're just waiting for the battle to start. Probably see the battle starting in the next 2 minutes, but the picks, let's have a little discussion. Hailong Fjord, a little bit predictable. You got the A and the B point. You really got to brute force your way through the enemy team. So sometimes some of the strategies for the defending team can be to all in A and B. So what you do is you have to respond to the enemy and force them to, well, just force them out. Basically, just full frontal force them out. You could, I've seen before, actually give up A and B and go for a hold at C, because what's amazing about a C hold is that you can hold two choke points. One choke point on the B side is actually overwatched by a cliff that's easy to place some good Metallators, putting Metallators on that cliff, shooting down directly into a narrow door, protect the narrow door with some medals. Very good position, I think, for a hold. So, and then there's a small bridge on the A side, which could be similarly held. But enough about a little bit of strategy. Let's go talk about what we can see instead of hypotheticals. Alrighty, we got a lot of double tier 5s. Mugen Kingdom almost going exclusively double tier 5s, but we do have some Axe Raiders, 3 Axe Raiders coming out from Mugen Kingdom, and 100 humans. Lots of Keshiks. Nothing much else, but 100 humans, 3 Keshiks, probably very interesting. The double tier 5s coming in mostly Iron Reapers and Medaus, probably a little bit interesting in the fact that Heilong Fjord is going to be, that the attackers are going to go brute force, but similarly, the defenders also go up with a very similar setup with a double tier 5. Very strong lineup indeed. Oh, not really interfering with anything. What's interesting coming out from GNG, actually, I didn't catch it before, but we have we have 2 Cataprax, 1 Wing Star, and 1 Keshik. We also have a Medalator, 2 guys going out with the triple tier 4s, and interestingly enough, we have tier 3s coming out. We have the awesome Nafan, no, not Nafan, God, Brassian Wild Flames. But anyway, we have a split from Mugen Kingdom. 3 guys on the B side, and we have approximately 12 guys on the south side. Not sure if all of them are accounted for, but looks like one of their spear guys is building a mortar. Down goes the A side wall break. Down goes the A side wall. So the wall break is open for the A side. I think the wall break is open for the B side. So we are looking at something. We are looking at something. Yeah, of course we're looking at something. We're looking at Mugen Kingdom attacking GNG on the Heilong Fjord map. Mugen Kingdom just scouting mostly, gonna use up the rest of those mortars. Lots of mortars actually being put down. I'm counting around about 4 on the A side here. 3 probably went down on this B side. Let's see what GNG decides to do in response to this mortaring. Most of the time I would fall back. Taking free hits is probably one of the worst decisions you can do. Here we go on the B side. They're going to check out the wall by the looks of it. Only 3 guys though. Let's see. I think the 3 guys here are the sacrifice and a double snipe. Wow, where are you going? Where are you going? Up onto the supply point. Looks like it's going to be a double distraction. Both going through the wall break. Medal's pull off from the B side, but A side is pulling all the way in. A huge battle is about to be kicked off. Medal's going to head back towards the supply point. A Jewel Blade stops it. We have very interesting strategy coming out from Mugen Kingdom. A full-on distraction there on the supply point could be enough to turn the tide at the B side. And A side going straight in it for a massive battle. Medal's versus Medal in the very corner of my eye right now. B side not fully committing, just kind of getting peppered by these Axe Raiders, losing a little bit. Sir, cameraman, A side is way better to watch right now, getting pushed out. Or not, actually. A side also pushes all the way in, but now we have the B side here pushing all the way up, trying to catch some Axe Raiders. Axe Raiders are just going to plow right through them. Iron Reaper's coming up from behind. Not looking good for the 2 Medals and 1 Axe Raider here pile. Taking massive damage. This Treb is going to come in, but it's going to come in a little bit shallow. Will 1 hit at least? Goes high. Hey! Nice hit for the last Treb here. But a massive push towards the A side. Lots of pressure on the A side still, but huge losses from Mugen Kingdom coming out huge right now. But the A side is looking pretty weak. Mugen Kingdom should look to regroup as the reinforcing B side is about to approach, sacrificing some Iron Reapers here at the front. I'm not sure if those Keshiks were allied or enemies. Looks like it was allied. Double Medals, trying to just throw in some Axe Raiders coming out from GNG. GNG just not being able to stand on this point. We've got so many grape shots coming out. We didn't get to see much of the battle here at the A side, but the A side battle is extremely lost. It will be very difficult to push out Mugen Kingdom without a massive response. But we got Cataprax going to force their way through. It gets hit hard by the Medal, basically being a cavalry roadblocker. But Imperial Pike March and a Winged Hussar comes through. All the cavalry being sacrificed so early, especially against just 2 Medals. Lots of resources being wasted, if I do say so. But a massive exchange of Medals coming up. We have the Imperial Pike March already being used. Should pull those guys back. Wait for the next recharge, but they're getting shot to pieces by just the amount of grape shots. The number of grape shots are dwindling as the Falconettis keep shooting. Another Cataphract trying to force their way through some Medals. Probably one of the worst moves you can do. It's a slow grind of Medals, but slightly in favor of GNG. GNG actually winning the Medal fight, but two of them back off as a retreat comes in. Looks like we're having another one pull up. Iron Reaper's on the field, though. Cuts through the last remaining standing as one of the Medals retreat, but he does come back. Iron Reapers still holding that line, trying to push their, trying to kill off the Medals holding the front. We got some farmers coming out from GNG. It's going to be a very brutal finish here as Mugun Kingdom is also running low. Lots of Medal, lots of Iron Reaper death, and only a few Axe Raiders. Not too many Axe Raiders, but I'm pretty sure if you just came in with all Axe Raiders, you could have shut down all of that Medal very easily. Really need to know when to engage this Keshig. Your Keshigs are in the back here, just waiting, but your front line is falling to pieces. Keshigs force their way through the Medal, cuts the front section off, but gets stopped by the last couple. My goodness, a Halberdier Sergeant reinforces the line, probably going to be a pain in the ass to anyone that's not immune to stun. Mole takes out the Grape Shot, a good strategy, but Mugun Kingdom not having the units to fight right now. Need to really regroup and push for the last section, but an all-in hold on the A and the B side, although it does look like GNG is down on units, but that doesn't mean that they were not down by default. I do believe Mugun Kingdom probably coming out with more Surf units than GNG, because double tier 5s does tend to do that. We have a couple of guys from GNG not going with the Surf units and going out with a triple tier 4. But right now, we have a slight turn in unit quality as just the Medals are left on the field, and Tundra Humans not really making very much use of themselves. Another charge by Ironcap Swordsman will cut down. Whoa! Imperial Bike March is going to come off in a second. Come on. Where's the Imperial Bike March? There it is. No way to get through that Imperial Bike March with units right now. Treb comes in, hits hard of nothing. Trying to predict there. A Medal comes up, but gets blasted to pieces by one of the muskets. Koichiro gets out of there. That short sword wanted his dead body. Some Iron Reapers pop up. Iron Reaper is probably going to be one of the deadliest things for these heroes right now. If you go middle line, it does allow the natural stun of the sword to stun the heroes. Probably one of the most annoying aspects I've ever had to face was an Iron Reaper stunning the absolute bejeevers out of me, or a flail just smacking me. Always looting Heilong as attackers, but I don't know why they still pick it. Any idea? Hey, I know, right? Last time they were here, they lost against Bretonia. Mugun Kingdom's kind of shooting themselves in the foot. They ban Wallfort and go for Heilong Fjord. It's like they're trying to lose on purpose sometimes. I did expect a little bit more out of these guys, but then again, Heilong Fjord doesn't really have much room for the kind of tactics Mugun Kingdom were trying to pull. Although they were doing quite well. The double take, the beginning section was quite how to say, prepared, calculated. They knew exactly. It felt like they knew exactly how GNG was going to set up their defenses, and they managed to sneak in 2 heroes for that supply point. The only thing is that the coordination between the B side and the A side didn't lead them to victory. The A side was either too slow or couldn't secure the the point fast enough. Looking at the unit kills and kills in general, not that great for either side, but we have some outperformers here at the very top for GNG. Being on the defender side, you do have the advantage of cleaning up the attackers, especially since Mugun Kingdom really suffered pretty much maybe 2 direct defeats and a lot of scattered battles. Although you do have a couple of people dragging them down. Yeah, Zidwan, am I'm quite it the Wolfort ban is fascinating from Mugen Kingdom, mainly because if you ban Wolfort, what are your other options? But your other options are Heilong Fjord, which is a big question mark. You might be right. Maybe if we go back into Mugen Kingdom's history, that every time they chose to attack Heilong Fjord, that they failed. I know of the fact that they failed pretty hard on Heilong Fjord against Bretonnia. That's because they went up the stairs at sea. Pretty strange. I'm gonna have to leave it as there because we're gonna be waiting on the next battle. It's a Constantinopolis one. G&G wants to attack Constantinopolis. A very long map, if I do have to say so, but interesting in the fact that you never see an A and B hold. Not really worth it, to say the least. But that being said, it's quite crucial to know that if you give up ground for free, you kind of lose advantages that you might have had. So I will leave it at that. But maybe it's because the battle in Constantinopolis can be a little bit too unpredictable. Constantinopolis, yeah. Most of the time when you're coming in for Constantinopolis, I think I think you might have a slight advantage when you're attacking the A and the B point. But when you're coming up to the C point, it can be kind of brutal. You want to go for the all surround. You got to kind of take away their supply points. If you take away both their supply points, it is an easy done game. But sometimes spreading out your forces is probably one of the worst decisions to take, mainly because the C point is very brute forcey. You really need to just brute force your opponent down and squeeze them as they either come in or push out. It's going to be quite interesting to see what kind of approach of the defense, and let's see if let's see if Mugun Kingdom comes up with the standards for the Conti attack. Most of the standard is that you go to the supply point, you build a bunch of mortars, you check out the enemy position. Check out the enemy position. If the enemy is not in position, you go up through the center and just take the C point. If they are in position, you go for a full surround and you bleed the enemy out. Bleeding the enemy out is probably extremely time consuming, but if I think about it correctly, it starts with 12 minutes at the beginning, and you get 3 or 4 minutes from the A and the B point, so it's going to be an 18-minute C hold in most cases. It's hard to say whether or not maps are biased towards attackers or defenders. We really don't see too much in the aspects of advantage, because different sections of the map have advantages. Uh, Different sections of the map have advantages depending on which entrance you're coming from, and sometimes when you're working on different points, it becomes very hard to gauge which side will have that advantage. As I said before, a door is a two-way street. The defenders can come out, but the attackers will squeeze them. But if the attackers go in, the defenders will squeeze them. So, a little bit difficult when you're considering the position, but attackers normally have a lot of resources. We got 15 Treb, 30 artilleries. They're going to have to make good use of them here in Constantinopolis, because Constantinopolis, if you lose out in a single battle, it can be quite ridiculous going in for the final, or even doing on your last push. I've seen many times Constantinopolis being one of the longer maps comes down to just surf units and very much just heroes. One of the worst things you can do is just have a death match on the base point. I've seen this happen before. The defenders were just all short swords, and the attacking team just could not kill them in time. A whole 3 minutes, short swords sacrificing their lives towards the supply point, towards the base point. But I'm pretty sure other maps have had those situations. Short swords being that being said, I do think short swords are a bit too tanky for my liking, but that is me. I'm always very interested to see changes to heroes and balancing, but we'll have to wait and see if Booming Tech does decide to do any changes for the heroes for next seasons. But anyway, right back into the action. We got Constantinopolis coming right up. We have GNG attacking with Mugun Kingdom defending. We're going to see who is stronger. We have Mugun Kingdom already coming out with one loss. So we have GNG on the up and up. If they win this attack, they do win against Mugun Kingdom. But if Mugun Kingdom can hold Constantinopolis, we'll get to see them fight it out on the Grassland Assault. Coming in with the double tier 5s. Lots of tier 5s. Mostly heavy infantry. Looks like a copy of Crusaders tactic. Same with GNG, not relying on that cavalry. I think that's a little bit of a mistake. In these kind of tight corners, a Keshig right up through your own infantry and into the enemy can really catch the enemy heroes for a surprise. Mugun Kingdom coming out with lots of muskets. In fact, I do believe these muskets will switch to spear when needed to, but Mugun Kingdom basically the only team I've ever seen that comes in with multiple mauls. Going to be very interesting how effective these mauls are. Normally was the kind of all-rounder beat up everything. I just have the basic drops. You're going to have to watch the developers stream if you want the developers drop. But that is all I can do for you, Mud. Right now we have GNG coming in versus Mugun Kingdom. We have some Russian Wild Flames coming out from Mugun Kingdom. Nafan Guards being kind of on the down and out scenario, getting replaced by something cheaper. Although Mugun Kingdom does have Nafan Guards in reserve. Let's see if we do get to see one be used. But GNG also coming out with one Nafan Guard. I did see a Metallitor coming out from Mugun Kingdom. One person, Koichiro, going in with that Palace Guard. Full retreat coming out from Mugun Kingdom. As to be expected, we only have 2 people shooting artillery. It's going to be a bit slow as GNG probably going to blast away all of the breakables. Down goes one of the right-hand side walls. The second set of right-hand side walls should go down very shortly as those great bombards reload. But it hits directly into the first wall. Very bad and unlucky. Down goes that right-hand side. Right-hand side opens up the supply point. Front gate. Normally you never see the actual battering ram get pushed. Zidwan, at this point in time, you either pick the best units. At this point in time, sorry, you pick the best units for all occasions instead of picking specialist unit for that particular occasion. Right now, we're in a scenario where one unit fits all. Medal's kind of fits that role, and it's kind of depressing. But that's just me. The A point is being grabbed by GNG. GNG is moving up. Mugun Kingdom is doing a little bit of spying, but could definitely poke them a little bit harder than this, just really letting A and B go. So we will see those 2 points captured, and we should get around about 8 minutes worth of time. Gonna be a long sea hold, if I do say so. A bit exhausting, in fact. 18 minutes. Or maybe it's 3 minutes a point. Hang on, let's check. Been a while since I've seen a Constantinopolis match. So we do get 3 minutes off of the A points, and will probably be 3 minutes from the B point. So a 16-minute hold, probably 15 minutes as the rest of GNG pops up on towards the C point fortress halfway point. This is where it can get kind of brutal for the attackers, mainly because Mugun Kingdom has a lot of muskets, and they're definitely going to watch this stairs and be very cautious. 5, maybe 4 of them, if they time all of their abilities correctly, they can stall that. Stairs pretty easily. Medal's plus Reaper, interesting, but yeah, Mugun Kingdom and GNG is the same alliance. If I'm not wrong, Gunnyara is also Mugun Kingdom's house. I put it down to Mugen Kingdom, but at this point, GNG is probably in a better position to win the game outright here on Constantinopolis. But right now, we haven't had any direct confrontation. A little bit down for Mugen Kingdom here in natural unit deficit, probably just around 40 units. Ooh, these muskets missing a big opportunity. All four of them. One of them just blasted them to pieces. Right now, GNG is moving up towards the backhand side. Mugen Kingdom needs to respond. They're about to lose their backhand side supply point. Interestingly enough, Mugen Kingdom actually doesn't do anything about this. They let them go. They still have access to the east side supply point. You gotta really cut off the supply lines for Mugen Kingdom here. The defenders really do have a tricky spot though. Now that they've let the defenders on the backhand side, a lot of the advantages that you would think the defenders would have is instantly lost. But this section here can be quite mischievous because if Mugen Kingdom responds to a push towards the towards the back entrance here, what are you doing? Where are you going? Ooh, a little bit more interesting. We have some artillery coming out here on the cool. Oh, well, it's on an elevated position. Definitely going to shoot out something, hit something, probably a wall by the looks of it. Not the best of shots. Mugen Kingdom is going to waste some time by using some artillery. And I say waste mainly because GNG, sorry, not Mugen Kingdom. Mugen Kingdom is hiding quite well. Not sure if too many things are hitting hard. Does look like some hits come in. Gonna be a bit difficult to gauge whether or not the damage will suffice. This section here can normally end up in a scuffle or a full-out wipe for one side or the other, depending on how they start the engagement and the position of the engagement. GNG not only swung around to the back, now they swung around to the front. Mugen Kingdom sitting back in this scenario is kind of unlike them. We also saw some Russian Wild Flames throwing some bowls at the enemy right now. Huge battle kicks off. We got the Nafan guards also coming in, but aiming at the wrong spot, if I do say so. A little bit of a surround as Iron Reaper's holding the front. Madow's holding the left-hand side here. Iron Reaper's just absolutely decimating the right-hand flank here. Although, I say decimate, but looks like the counter Iron Reapers did finish them off. We have plenty of Madows here on the left-hand side still standing. We have Iron Reapers just shoving their face right into that brace pike. Probably not the best decision. Probably took so much damage. We also have some overwatching Matalators coming out from Mugen Kingdom. Mugen Kingdom does very well with a complete wipe coming out from GNG. Wow, pushing out all of those units and getting all of those kills. Pretty much very impressive coming out from Mugen Kingdom. About 40 unit swing. I'm not sure how the engagement worked out like that, but I'm pretty sure it was just down to supply point and the left and the right hand side not really working together very well for the GNG push. And I do have to agree with you, Zidwan. I do believe a field battle is going to come out for GNG versus Mugen Kingdom. If I know anything about Mugen Kingdom, they're really good with their cavalry. But right now, they are subpar with their infantry, doing very well in some of the exchanges, though. GNG not working together in that C push. Well, I say not working together. They weren't concentrating their forces on winning each of the battles. So a battle of attrition is not where you. It's not how you want to go. You need to beat them, and you need to beat them outright. You need to slow the battle down with the Madows, and you can speed up the battles with the Iron Reapers. Once the Iron Reapers get stuck in it, activating the Tiger's Guile really makes them unstoppable and very nasty to deal with. We have some Keshi going the wrong direction. I think 3 of them just got caught as they waltzed right into the enemy base, enemy C point just now. Mughal Kingdom aiming to blast away these medals rocking up. Nothing much happening now. Or nothing much happening before either. Where you going, cameraman? Wasting time shooting muskets up a wall. Probably don't even bother if you can't kill him outright. Better to just back off and stop taking damage. Another set of mortars might come up. This high elevated position is golden when you want to aim particular units or like just overwatching the position from MGK. Mughal Kingdom really holding that east supply point is crucial, but I'm pretty sure G&G realizes that they can't afford to split their resources. If they split their resources towards the east side, it's kind of a massive sacrifice. I don't know why I'm yawning so much. I shouldn't be this tired. Mortars coming in from multiple directions, but mostly coming in from this right-hand side and from the back. Triple ballistas. Very unfortunate. I think I just watched a ballista shoot its own wall just now. Looks like we have some longbows shooting out those ballistas. Probably one of the few smarter ideas. Ballistas don't particularly have very much health, and when you take them out, that's a very costly tool. As resources that you now no longer have. This short sword being overconfident, trying to deal with the musket, I believe, but gets grabbed by a mole and tossed in. Can't really afford to have these kind of small deaths happen. You really need every death, and you need every resource for your advantage. Wakey, wakey. I am going cross-eyed. Let's stand up for a bit. Woo-wee. Whoa, we have a mole in the back. Where is he going? How did he get there? Moon Jenny. Janier? Jani... Jardin? Jardin? Hmm. I'm not sure what to tell you, folk. G&G might not be able to break through the Mughal Kingdom. Oh, wait, no. That guy respawned. He died. Respawned in the back. And there he is, kind of cut off from his allies. What an interesting play, though. I think I know... I think I know the strategy for the backhand side. If you kill the heroes only have 2 respawn points. It is at the bait point or on your right here, up the stairs a little bit. It's a bit of a forward position. GNG making a group up towards the left. I mean, towards the right stairs here. This stairs here is not particularly good, but they go in it nonetheless. I'm not sure what's at the front, but this is going to be costly. This is going to be painful. I can just see the red mist. Fortebraccios, medals, and the likes getting in it. Getting burnt to death as well. My goodness. So much of the Brassian Wildflame just throwing as much as they can, I think. Iron Reapers just cleaving their way through this tight medal pile. I don't know why it turned off left, but Cataphrax trying to charge in it. Gets stopped halfway, kind of in a weird direction. Does take the wall here. Very interesting play, but we have tons of medals and Iron Reapers coming up behind you. What are you going to do? You built a grave shot, but you don't have the opportunity to use it. Down it goes. Two short swords versus one. Both, I think all of them are just not going to be able to kill anyone. Oh, boys and gentlemen, I think we're going to see a field battle with 1-all. Both teams going in for going to be able to hold their defense. Krebs are coming in. Gonna hit basically nothing. It would be really sad if one of the cavalry units just was going in just then. Gonna cap a little bit of the points. What are you doing? Mughal Kingdom just killing up some serfs as they just roll in with their medals. Sorry, rolling up with medals and Iron Reapers. Mughal Kingdom is pressing down on just a serf pile coming out, but we have we have one medal coming in from the this left-hand side here on the screen. Ooh, just realizing right now, Gungnir losing out 560 units. Odd, maybe. 150? 145? Man, sometimes the ticking of those units are a bit fast. Ooh, I love this spot for the Brescian Wild Flames. Unfortunately, there is a longbow just shot one in the head just now. Or maybe it was a short sword. I mean, a short bow. Right now, we have GNG fighting on the backside or regrouping on the backside. Can't really see what's happening. We have some heroes here on the wall actually climbing. Oh my goodness, climbing with just farmers. Not really much staying power, if I do say so. We got the Imperial Pikemen coming up. But what else? What else? Something strong. We have some Shield Maidens. No, something else. Can't tell what that unit is from this distance. Ah, looks like it was Metallitoros. Metallilores, not Metallitos. My goodness. Coming in this small gap again. I'm not sure what these guys are doing, but they're definitely hampering themselves by coming in this angle. They really want to control that wall here. Probably not one of the better strategies, but controlling that wall can give you a good opportunity to put down some siege artillery, if not already been done. I don't see any of the high tier units coming out from Mughal Kingdom, so I'm gonna have to say that it is a done deal. Mughal Kingdom, sorry, GNG, not coming out from GNG. So I'm gonna have to say it's probably a done deal here. We got 160 units coming out from GNG. GNG might actually be wiped and be put out of its misery with 1 minute 10 seconds to go. Mughal Kingdom definitely has won. No way Mughal Kingdom is going to let a sneaky sneak cap happen when there's so little time, and they're in such a dominating position. 849 to their 157. Right now, only 3 heroes alive for GNG. Mughal Kingdom still at 15, so they're still max capacity. Their capability is strong, but it does look like we're going to come down to a field battle for Mughal Kingdom versus GNG. So, put in the predictions here yet again. I do think Mughal Kingdom still has what it takes to take the training post. My eyes. I'm so bored out of my mind. Nah, I'm just joking. I don't know why I'm tired. It's just feeling I might have to take a short 3-minute break between this. Hopefully it doesn't start without me as I lie down and try to wake myself up or wash my face. So, sorry guys. Field battle, full infantry? Nah, no way, man. No way. If I see full infantry, it will totally shock me. If not a single cavalry comes out, that will be absolutely That would be absolute insanity. I muted myself for no reason when I'm clicking the icons. I'm like my mind is going. Whew. Look at the permadeath. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 permadeath coming out from GNG. Looking at some permadeath from MGK. No permadeath, not at all. Wow. So he can afford it at the very least. Hero kills is on a little bit on the up and up. Very surprising that it was the musket that outperformed most. But I'm not sure what units he had. But definitely the mole's coming out a bit strong, doing some heavy damage and getting quite a few assists. Probably because they're on the front line so much. Same with the short sword, doing very well. But I'm gonna have to be right back, guys, as I whoopsie daisy have a quick second power nap and let my eyes rest just a bit so I can wake the F up again. Doo -doo -doo. All right, be right back. And we're back to the live scene. Sorry for the wait, guys. Hopefully I am fully awake right now. I do hope that is the case. So hopefully I don't feel too tired to continue on. I do wish to see this till the end. Probably go straight to sleep after I finish the stream. I'm going to have to wake up a little bit early to annoy the shit out of the S. Wait, not the annoy the shit out of the thing. Got the, sorry. I got the, South America tournament tomorrow. No. No, I don't. I can actually turn that alarm off for now. It's actually on the Wednesday. God damn it. No. It's on the Tuesday. 13th. 13th for South America is my 14th morning. 16th would be Friday. So I have Friday. 17th, yeah. 17th and 19th will be the grand finals. Huh. Grand finals on a 19th, which would be Monday morning. So that's why I had Monday up. Alright. No, that explains my schedule. So Monday morning for the break. Anyway, for those of you that are tuning in right now, we have Mugen Kingdom versus GNG. We're going to be watching their field battle. Going to be a tiebreaker. We're going to be both of them winning their defenses. So, both losing their attacks, sorry. Mugen Kingdom attacking on Heilong Fjord. Not really sure why they are attacking Heilong Fjord, since they've failed so many times on Heilong Fjord. And then we have GNG going in with the Constantinopolis attack, but failing. Constantinopolis attack is quite difficult to pull off. Normally, you gotta have a lot of confidence in your direct confrontation, and when you're coming in through one of those small holes, you really gotta set yourself up for success. Unfortunately, too much concentration on one side allowed Mugen Kingdom to press down onto the units. Very efficient for Mugen Kingdom to crush the attackers as they pour in through a doorway. Very difficult to just force your way through. Not very many Imperial Pikes, so as we know that Imperial Pikes are very good against Medaus. Although they don't go toe-to-toe with Medaus, Imperial Pike Walk is still insanely powerful. I will be back though. I gotta grab some water. I should have done that before. Hey, we have Grassland Assault. Alrighty. Mugen Kingdom versus GNG on Grassland Assault. Let's take a look at their units. My good man. Coming back right on time. Woo-wee! Look at the number of spears coming out. Mugen Kingdom coming out with huge numbers of spears. And in fact, one man down. That's not looking good. Not looking good at all. We got a couple of Medaus. Only a couple of Medaus coming out of Mugen Kingdom. But look at the cavalry. So much cavalry. We have some Northern Lancers. We have Keshigs also coming out. Winged Hussars, still a good choice. Winged Hussars going to be the sweeper. Going to sweep out the cavalry. So that is going to be Mugen Kingdom coming out with only 14 players. What is happening right now? There must be a 15th player and he just DC'd at the very end. Gotta be. Has to be, right? If it doesn't turn out to be that way, we have lots of short swords coming up from GNG. Probably not the smartest of classes, especially in a field battle like this. Keshik's gonna eat you up, and he's here! Duh! He came in very late, but he came in with the wrong setup! My goodness, this is why you prepare your warbands. My goodness, the guy that just spawned in came up with the wrong setup. It is full infantry with a Nafan Guard. Or is it? It is! Nafan Guard with Medaus. Did I just see Cataprax? There are Cataprax coming out from Mugen Kingdom right now. That's hilarious. I wonder how effective these Cataprax are going to be. We have about 3 Cataprax coming out for Mugen Kingdom. They're a little bit cheaper to use, and probably going to be a little bit better than your Winged Hussars in certain situations. But then again, you could have just gone with the Monastic Knights. But the flexibility of the Cataprax could be the key that they want. Mugen Kingdom takes the B point by the looks of it, but the A and the C point both getting taken. What are you doing, Mugun Kingdom? Oh man, it is a race against the clock. If the A and the C point gets captured, could be a straight base push. GNG does make a break for it, heading towards the enemy base right now. Mugun Kingdom standing back. In fact, we got the medals here on the supply point, but GNG doesn't care. Touches. My goodness, what are you doing? GNG just directly on the base point. Mugun Kingdom, I don't know what you were doing. You were expecting a confrontation at the B point? You didn't expect an AC push? It comes in because Mugun Kingdom didn't expect it. You're a little bit rusty, my man. A little bit of a good dodge here. Medals comes in, but it gets sliced to pieces right now. Keshigs just absolutely wrecked that Medal. That Medal off the field. Probably one of their most important units that they needed to have in brace formation. This Cataphract comes in with a charge. Hits quite a few. Probably cleaned up an entire Keshig. But there is 4 Keshigs on this base point right now. Mugun Kingdom, you're in a bad situation. And it is looking worse by the second. If I was GNG, everyone else to the B point. Go for the triple cap. Seal the deal. If you go for the triple cap right now, GNG, go for the triple cap. You instantly win if you go for the triple cap. Lots of losses, but a big pickup coming out from GNG. But GNG kind of pulling back right now, so I'm not sure what they can do. Definitely really need to apply the pressure for Mugun Kingdom. Mugun Kingdom still going up through the B point, but they really need to redirect somewhere. A point is about to be assaulted. GNG needs to regroup and get their asses into gear. For some reason, I don't know why they're so slow. GNG. Damn it. GNG, you left too many people on the defensive. Every single one of you. If you're going for an AC push, you go all in for the AC push. Meaning that everyone needed to be on cavalry. Everyone needed to be moving. You're losing the A point now. You've lost your point advantage. Although you have the base points, Mugun Kingdom has the advantage when their base closes in 100 seconds. This is 8 minutes 40 seconds, so it's not done by a long shot. With the opening of GNG's base, Mugun Kingdom can decide to attack it. Let's see what they choose to do. Could go for the triple cap, could go for the base. Massive losses for Mugun Kingdom, though, coming out from the base point. Had a lot of people also respawn there, so I'm not sure whether or not Mugun Kingdom actually has resources. They should have enough resources to definitely battle it out. Again, Medal's being left alone. You left guys at the A point too long. Those Medals should have left ages ago if you didn't have reinforcing units coming in from the A point. You're gonna be stretched a bit thin here if you don't. You're gonna be stretched a bit thin here because you really need those Medals in this situation because you need a set of Medals here at the supply point and it's not working. You have 3 sets of Medals here at the C point, but you have nothing to defend this supply point. Finally, we have some Medals coming up. 2 sets of Medals. Cataphracts coming right in from the sides. Hits hard on the Northernlands Cavalry. Northernlands Cavalry doesn't know what to do as it kind of spikes the Cataphracts on the reverse. Keshigs also being mistakenly placed somehow. Wow. Mugun Kingdom just takes that trade, like, terribly just now. Stupid losses here, going for the supply point. But, again, it was my fault not expecting these Medals to come up in time. I didn't think they would come up in time. Now I think Mugun Kingdom's stretched thin. They've already lost 3 units, and they're down 3 units. That means GNG has all the advantages. They just lost another Winged Hussar to Medals, so this is a good position for GNG to push back Mugun Kingdom. The only problem is that it's all cavalry. You push out your Medals, they can be a sitting duck. You got 2 Mugun Kingdoms here trying to stop the supply point. I'm not sure what you could do with infantry. It's such slow infantry. But Mugun Kingdom kind of running around like a headless chicken. No cohesion at all. GNG is definitely in the strong position. But Mugen Kingdom, you're failing at the basics of a field battle right now. Ooh, this is a good setup. Although not very many uh, can use the grape shots. Grape shots overwatching this position. Medal's still holding strong, but does take plenty of damage as so many heroes dumpster on him. But here comes reinforcement. Winged Assault coming through. Just got chopped down by the Medals. Taking the position. GNG forces Mugen Kingdom out, taking out all of the grape shots along with them. But a massive swing backwards. I don't understand what Mugen Kingdom is trying to achieve by the swing back and forth while losing exchanges. Both teams making a couple of mistakes here and there from me, but definitely the Medals are holding very strong. I think this just ended up being a unit matchup problem for Mugen Kingdom, having too much cavalry facing off against Medals. I think Mugen Kingdom just doesn't have as much experience dealing with Medals with cavalry. The funniest thing is like dealing with Medals with cavalry. What's that? How do you do that? You can do it. Geshigs are a classic example of using of cavalry that can just easily deal with Medals. But right now, just a couple of Mugen Kingdom just trying to force their way through. The base point is open. Mugen Kingdom is respawning, but losses on both sides coming up. The C point looks a bit scary. We've got 3 heroes from Mugen Kingdom, more units from Mugen Kingdom. Ooh, 5 on 4. One hero by hero is dying. More reinforcements need to head towards the C point. We could see a massive reversal in a few seconds. It's the Medals that are left here, but a Keshig could... Whoa, Keshig's going to sleep. Where'd you go? What? That stupid targeting. Come on, Keshigs. C point is getting capped. Mugen Kingdom could pull it back at the 11th hour here. We've got 3 minutes left to go. Still, actually, a lot of time. G&G finally get some more Medals in. We got 2 sets of Medals in, but where's the you need to plow through these units. There's a big sacrifice coming in for GNG, and that closes this loophole up instantly. We have so many Medals. What does Mugen Kingdom have? They have nothing. They have some Iron Cap scouts. What are they gonna do? They're gonna die. They're gonna die. That's what's gonna happen. You know what? I would have preferred if they brought Iron Cap Bow Riders. Iron Cap Bow Riders at least have some advantages over the Medals. Just keep kiting them and shooting them down. 15 Bow Riders right now would be massive. Shoot out the hero horses. Shoot out the Medals. You gotta keep in mind that unit matchup is huge. And coming in huge for Mugen Kingdom is the... Sorry, coming up huge for the GNG is the Medals. The Medals are really, really killing it for... really killing it for Mugen Kingdom, just stopping them at every second. The Keshigs have failed, the Winged Assaults have failed, their Iron Cap Scouts have failed. But the Keshigs are still holding their own, regardless of the situation right now. They are still cleaving through the lower tier units, avoiding the Medals. But you're going to have to deal with the Medals eventually. Doing very well to deal with the scattered forces. I think you've already swung the unit count, and this could be the end here, as the Medals actually are able to be dealt with. More heroes need to pile onto those Medals, push them right off. Short Swords surviving, Probably a couple of permadeath. Minute, 20 seconds to go. A little bit of a cap comes out, but they need to get up 30% more. Another person. Oh my goodness. The cap is going down very fast. Mugun Kingdom also needs to go for the C point. They can't all in it for this. All of the Medails are heading this way, but the Medails are getting caught up right now. Go for the C point. Go for the C point. What? More short sword gun down. The spear, the pike is barely surviving. It's the Medails on point. The spear, the pike is about to go down. Grave shot in the face takes out 2 heroes right now. We got the Medails from GNG almost making it on point. Hero respawns. Go for the C point. There is no one on C point right now. Mugun Kingdom very close to do a reversal, but they need to deal with the rest of the Medails and this one short sword. This short sword doing massive. Oh my goodness. There is no one on the field right now. Just Medails. And it swings to Mugun Kingdom. My goodness. And they couldn't get to the point. Sacrifice after sacrifice. Well done. Keshig's actually finally coming up huge. And it was kind of an amazing finish because Mugun Kingdom, they were finally able to use those Keshigs in a way to deal with those Medails, and I'm impressed. Hey, what's this? GNG was down 1 player. One of their players DC'd in the match. It was a 14v15. What does that tell you? Ah, shit. GNG should have won. If they had the 15th player. If they had the 15th player, I don't think Mugun Kingdom would have had a chance. My goodness. What is happening? Did we seriously lose one of our better teams to a DC? Mugun Kingdom, you are very lucky. I'm going to have to just give you a very lucky to get past GNG at this moment. Pretty much at the last minute, at the last few seconds, you pull that back. You pulled back the score. They come out huge with an AC push, and it's just, wow. What is happening? GNG lose on purpose? You do realize that right now that if you lose, there's no second battle. The top 4 enters. Okay, so the top 4 has a second chance. We are in the top 8. We're deciding who is the top 4. Mugun Kingdom just got in as one of the top 4, and TKT and Crusaders also got into the top 4. So the last battle is going to be between CBL and Ecliptos. But why would you lose on purpose? That doesn't make sense. But they was in the same house. GNG is second Mugun. What? How is GNG the second house of Mugun Kingdom, but they're better? I don't understand that. Alright, guys. The developers put a 5-minute break. I'm gonna have a swing around. So they give the most effort house. Most effort house? I don't understand how that works. Alright. We'll come back in a couple of minutes. I'm going to, probably just do nothing. Just gonna sit here. But I'll see you guys in a couple of minutes. Bye-bye. Alrighty, back again. Whew. Man, if I was GNG, I'd be pretty upset as well. Because the reason for your defeat is a bit too glaring. You lost because of the sheer fact that one of your players didn't connect. And it's just upsetting that this situation happened. I wish I wish no one has internet problems, and I hope no one has internet problems, but I also do not want anyone to get the idea that just because someone disconnected, that a reach match should happen. Because unfortunately, the tournament needs to go on, and if all your players are not there on time, if all your players don't connect, that is that is a risk that could happen. That is a situation that could happen. It's happened before. Very hard to play fair, but that's the rules right now. If you can't, if your internet's not reliable and you can't connect to the battle, that is your own responsibility and your own fault. There's no fault. That's not fault on the host. But anyway, that's enough about something sad and unbelievably, unbelievably just circumstantial. We have the pickman phase for CBL versus Ecliptos. Let's see what you choose. I'm very interested to see. Linwu Fortress Ban. Not unexpected, but uh, not unexpected. Both of these men are not unexpected, but I just you got a limited number of maps. Probably a double wall fort yet again. It or a Heilong Fjord. I'm betting it's common. Like it's almost predictable because it's so common in this map. You can't really see very many outstanding or like different tactics. We've fallen into this repetitiveness on wall fort just being super predictable, super easy to determine the main fights. Heilong Fjord a little bit different, but again, you got that classic strategies already been kind of built in, not built in, like already discovered. You get some kind of unoptimal moves by the defenders, and then the attackers take advantage of that, but you can almost guarantee that Heilong Fjord is just a brute force for the attackers. The attackers just need to keep attacking, and like once you start the attack, you need to keep up the pressure the entire time. If you let the defenders get any second to set up anything, you're going to have a hard time. So once the defense crumbles, you break it down and you bash your way through. The smallest weakness in Heilong Fjord could lead to a landslide victory for one side, because that's how Heilong Fjord is. Wallfort, a little bit different. Wallfort really gives advantage to the defenders in the case where they can hold important points really easily, but at the cost, or it could cost them a lot. With Wolford, you really need to win the battle in such a way that the defenders, by the time they get to the third battle, they have nothing they can do against you. And I've seen it many times before. The attackers might come in, might get defeated, but what did it cost the defenders? It cost everything from the defenders. You watch them come in for the third time, and they come in with only a few high tier units, but the defenders have nothing. The defenders come in with like surf units, and they get completely smashed. The C point gives a lot of time, and when you come onto the base point, you can't survive with just surf units. Surf units won't give you anything. 30 seconds at most. And if the enemy team has high tier units and units that are really good at just slaughtering serfs, my goodness, you're not going to have an easy time. Definitely not an easy time at all. But anyway, we have Ecliptos attacking first. Very surprising. I thought the left-hand side would attack first, but we have Ecliptos attacking Heilong Fjord against CBL. Not seen Ecliptos this season, so this will be my first match with these guys this season, that is. I have seen them before in the previous seasons, but let's see how well they do on Heilong Fjord. We got a look at the units they're packing. Double tier 5s coming out the wazoo. We have Medaus, and more Medaus. Some Iron Reapers and some Keshiks. We have one Metallitor. The Axe Raiders, I think they could go harder on the Axe Raiders, honestly. But CBL, interesting to see that we got some Medaus, a lot more Keshiks than I would expect. Imperial Pikemen coming out, very, very, very common to see that I'm expecting these Imperial Pikemen are going to be the key to CBL's victory, but we're going to have to see if that truly is the case, because Iron Reapers are really good at just surviving the Imperial Pike March and at the same time beating them to pieces. So, we have the first battle just about to begin. Just from the unit loadout, I think CBL does have the advantage, but we're going to have to see if the attrition for Calyptos can kick in, because with higher tier units, you can with higher tier units and in team games like this, if you exchange well, you can cripple the defenders, and if the defenders get crippled, they will not be able to stand up against your higher tier units. Alrighty, here we go. Kicking it off, we got a split. About four, sorry, I miscounted. 4 and 11 guys here at the A point, 4 guys up at the B point, pushing the battering ram, so they're going through the front gate. Metallitor's shooting towards small break on the B side. Interesting. ECL just lost one of their guys. Fiora. That's not good. Not looking good at all. Hope he does come back. I'd really hate it to see another DC happening out and a loss because of that DC. But maybe if they can win it with the 14 guys, they probably didn't need him in the first place. Just kidding. I do hope he does come back. But Ecliptos got to be very careful in the meantime. If CBL does take advantage of the fact that they only have 14 guys on the field right now, it could be disastrous if a full wipe does come out. A one-man advantage could be massive, could be so huge that it unrecoverable in a lot of situations. I mean, like, I've been in regular siege battles where one person is gone for like 3 minutes and he comes back and like the battle's already lost. Ooh-wee. Both sides being pushed up. Left-hand side units are a little bit slow. 3v3 on the left, on the B side. We got the setup of artillery here on the A side. Although one culverin up here could just kill them all. Yeah, it definitely does look like it. But the ballistas does get stopped in the meantime. What you doing? What you doing? What you doing? Okay. Pulling out, so they did. So no major engagements just yet, but the A side does see some major engagements coming. Finally, we switch back, and we're looking at the two teams kicking it off huge right now. Imperial Pike walks into the center, but fairly unsupported and completely surrounded. Left-hand side is falling. The Dows are not holding strong. Iron Reapers are pulling out. We got some Axe Raiders pulling up. Iron Reapers and Keshiks comes right through the center, but it's so many Medals. This Keshiks is going to fall super easy. No units out for the defenders. CBL in a bad position, but Iron Reapers here on the left-hand side. Where are they going is my question. Really need to push out the last of the Iron Reapers. And this is going to be a sacrifice. Mostly a sacrifice. Medals just get instantly rinsed out here on the B side. Ooh. The exchange is going a little, going well for Ecliptos, but you're gonna sacrifice. You're sacrificing quite a bit on the B side. Um, could see a massive retreat. Yep. CBL doing the smart thing and retreating out. Oh, maybe they're holding. Could hold the B side still. Whether or not Ecliptos is going for it. Doesn't look like it. They go straight across. Smart move. If you're on the A side, stay on the A side. Never switch to the B side because they're about to switch. As you can see, massive, massive respawns here. And your guys can spawn close to the A side, so they pull up really quickly. Ecliptos is getting that harbor. Really need those free berserkers to you really need to support these berserkers. These are free units, by the way. Getting this harbor section is the best advantage you will ever see. I'm not sure what you're planning to do against Keshigs with other Keshigs. A nice dodge, but let's see if you turn around. In fact, he does turn around, but unfortunately he was too slow. Doesn't catch. I'm pretty sure he actually lost a couple of his units here. He doesn't have very many left in the first place, so I don't think that changed very much. Ecliptos is grouping up here on the harbor side with the Berserkers. Smart moves. Berserkers will definitely hold a front for you, and they're tough. Tough as nails. So you want to do your best to force the enemy in a bad position, and this is amazing. We got a Metallitor right here at the front right now, smacking the Medaus. Medaus choose to fall back. Probably not a good decision, as more space is created. Those free Berserkers are actually getting killed by Pike Militia and Medaus on the right hand side. Gotta fill in some space here for Clipdos. Clipdos is walking right in. More Trebs, more Trebs. Trebs higher. Don't Treb at the Trebbing at the front. Trebbing at the front could be bad as you engage on them. Metallitor shots go high. Really need to a little bit lower for that one. I'm saying higher and lower, but that's my opinion. Whoa, we got a short sword just going straight into the back here. I think he's going in deep. Going to try to go for the back line. I'm not sure what he's aiming for, though. There he is. Oh. Spam. Musket doing his best to take out those Metallitors. Good positioning from ECL. Beats out the left-hand side. The right-hand side is still holding back the tide of the defenders. And the C point is being grabbed. Unable to force their way through. CBL takes a massive loss. And losses are mounting continuously, losing heroes as well. ECL in the using tactical, being extremely tactical, but I'm very surprised that the amount of resources used on either side ended up in the victory of ECL, because if CBL set up properly, they would be able to press down on Ecliptos much better than what happened. But some of the trip, but maybe that was the trip. Going in low, making sure that they stop in their track. I think CBL took the wrong move with being patient. Really needed to push up. Make sure to squeeze the, make sure to close in the space for Ecliptos, leaving them with less room. Your Imperial Pikemen can't do much if they have to cover too much space. The more units they hit with their Imperial Pike March, the more effective they are. They're only effective for 10 seconds every minute or so. And that's not good. Not good at all. Oh, eating up a free hero, but 1-for-1 right now. What are you doing? Although you are down on units, you're not out yet. 7 minutes to go. Could be a finish for Ecliptos. Ecliptos has better units on the field by the looks of it. We still have a leftover Medaus. Those Metallitors are still on the field, so definitely mess up frontline battles. But just looking at the quality of the units coming out from Ecliptos, not looking good. CBEL, not looking good at all. CBEL only having the Metallitor and the, by the looks of it, the Outlaw Sergeants. Well, is that Imperial Pike? Yes, that is an Imperial Pike still left, so they probably could deal with one of the Medaus very quickly, but they'll still have to deal with the Keshig. So they have a Tundra Human in the back there. Trebable, in fact. I've seen people treb that location from the current location of Ecliptos, biding their time. I'm not sure what they plan to do. Setting up artillery to bomb your enemies when you have a unit advantage is probably not a smart thing to do, mainly because you're all getting shot by Metallators. The longer you wait, the more advantages you give to CBL. This Treb could be huge as an over response from CBL does come out, hits high, or hits hard, sorry, hits in the center yet again. So the exchange going really good. Wow, no, actually, CBL marching on in the center crushes that side, but an Imperial Pike March reverses the situation, and it's a complete swamp. Keshig, last ditch effort. You got two sets of Keshig, but you have Medals left over. Imperial Pike March already used, but the Keshig's getting slapped by the Medals. Medals really being the killer here. Again, having cavalry come in at the very last second could not deal with the leftover Medals holding the position. We also have grape shots to secure the victory. Just build it. Just build it, man. Get stopped, though. Mashiro using the pike. Dodge, dodge, dodge. Dodges the heck out of there. Short sword off the point. No one on the point right now. Really need to get there. Smack, smack, smack with the maul. Tried to get onto the point. Gets shot off. No one on the point now. Kind of can't break through the blockade. Short sword doing his best. Still surviving. Goes down. Heroes flying down the well, trying to get to the point, but there it is, folks. We have the first attack for Ecliptos going. We have Ecliptos winning their attack. So that is one to Ecliptos. CBL, not sure what kind of strategy you're going for, but you were aggressive when you didn't need to be, and you were defensive when you shouldn't, where you didn't need to be. So very ineffective ebb and flow. Your strategy probably sound on paper, but giving Ecliptos too much space definitely led to your downfall. But at the same time, you really set yourself up for failure on several occasions. You really need to work on your resource management, and you definitely need to work on figuring out when to be aggressive and when to be defensive against these guys, because if you don't, Clipdos is going to kick your ass. But other than that, folks, I really think that Ecliptos coming out huge with the hero kills. Look at how many hero kills coming out from Ecliptos here. Not very many hero kills coming out from CBL, but CBL only suffering 1, 2, 3, 4 permadeath. Didn't get to quite see how many unit kills they got, so that's very unfortunate there. Whew. We'll get to see the next attack on... Ooh, I can't remember now. What was it? Wolfort, that's right. CBL is attacking on Wolfort, and so Ecliptos is going to be defending. Hopefully, well, let's see what kind of defense. Normally, it's very predictable. You got the A and the B, normally given up pretty easily, or you go with the all-in. So whether or not it's going to be an all-in at C or an all-in at the A and the B point, sometimes the tragedy happens where you're just left in a situation where you're forced off of the A and the B point when there's a rush towards the bridge. I've seen it happen before. The bridge is very important. You don't destroy that bridge fast enough, you'll set yourself up for failure. Oh, this next battle is taking a little bit longer than I thought it would. Well, that's actually good for me because I'm like doing something on Myth of Empires right now. I'm actually just walking around Myth of Empires, just buying up the merchant resources. Very good money way to make money. I'm not sure whether or not to stream it. Probably will stream it in the future. I'll see. I'll see. Mostly just grinding. I mean, like, then again, I grind on CB all the time. Not sure what to talk about, really. I mean, like, these two guys are talking all the time, but I can't hear them because the clean feed doesn't give their audio, and I'm pretty sure the audio for the game is pretty low as it is. If they put it up any higher, it normally bugs out. I also think, they don't have really much to show. What I think they could talk about is the new season upcoming, but tournament, it's still quite a whiles away. We have 9 more days. Well, I say a while, but 9 more days is actually not that long. We got about week and 2 days. Less, well, I mean, a week and a day and a half, really. So it does come out at 12 on the Tuesday. So that will be interesting. I think there's going to be a long queue time again. Recently, the servers have been kind of croaking under pressure. But here we are at Wolfort, coming up right up. We got the CBL coming to attack Ecliptos after their massive defeat on Heilong Fjord. So Ecliptos definitely wants to defend strong here as well in order to beat CBL. Coming in with one less player for some reason. I don't know why. Oh, no, he came. No, I'm just blind or just didn't count properly. But looking, not very much changes. I'm seeing similar things coming out. ACL probably dropping quite a few of the Iron Reapers. The Imperial Pikemen coming in is probably the more important units, and the Fortebraccio. I'm not sure. I'm not sure too much about the Fortebraccio. Fortebraccio choice is kind of strange to me, mostly because you won't see very many Winged Hussars, which are the real killer. But that is still to be seen. Let's see how well these Fortebraccios really perform. I'm not sure how well they will hold up in their current situation on the kind of cavalry that really charges way through. I mean, it's been a while since I've seen someone just run straight into a Fortebraccio and the Fortebraccio just murders it. In a lot of situations, the Fortebraccio is kind of semi stops it, not really murders it anymore. Been pulling back the effectiveness of the Fortebraccio's ability to just instantly kill cavalry. Maybe due to the fact that medals now do that? That's still to be seen. We have 4 Axe Raiders coming out from CBL, probably attacking the small fort. no defenses on the small fort, so an absolute evacuation of the A and the B point. Just going to shoot the artilleries for a little bit and pepper the enemy, but they will sacrifice the A and the B point, so it's going to be a very quick cap. So CBL could just going to get about 13 and a half minutes if they go through the B side for the A and the B. Just wondering whether or not they are prepared for the next phase, since they should realize by now that they will get the A and the B point really easily, and I mean like really easily. ACL still holding the C point with just the heroes. Nothing really stopping CBL just coming straight in. We have 4 of the spears rocking up right now. This longbow in a dangerous situation. He does get out. Fenris is being chased by 2 of the... Whoa, no, all 4 of them are going after him. I'm not sure what's happening, but right now... Oh, they evacuated though. My goodness. And I just realized Pornhub is in the game. For the longest time, I didn't realize that CBL had Pornhub. I've seen Pornhub play for several teams. I did not realize he was playing for CBL at this time. Really do get to see Pornhub's name is very funny. Very funny. But nonetheless, the A and the B point is getting captured. A little bit of time wasted chasing after the long bow. So setting up for the next phase of the battle should be CBL's most important task. I mean, most important priority right now. And hello, Empmeti? Empmeti? Drops. I'll tell you right now, I don't have, I have the cheering drops. I don't have the CBL developer drops. So if you're looking for those, you better go watch the CBL developers. Otherwise, I've just got the basic supply drops, which the cheering drops don't give very much, I think, or have not been activated yet, because I think the cheering activates on the 21st. So there's that. Hey, a trap came through, but I'm not sure what it hit. Mortar flies in onto a Culverin. Very exposed position here. I understood why they chose to put most of the artillery on the broken wall section, because the stairs on the broken wall, because it's really easy to set up these mortars here next to the wall here and just blast it to pieces. Very, very easy to do that. So yeah, that Culverin, bad position. And what you see, it gets blasted. Gonna really think carefully when you're positioning. You position badly, and you just end up losing precious artillery for nothing. CBL has entered the sphere. We got entered the front section of the city now. Wall Fort is protected by several layers of walls. We got the primary stone wall, then we got a secondary palisade wall, and then we had a tertiary wooden wall here at the sea point. All 3 of these walls are very, very good for the defenders to make use of. You can trap the attackers at every section. The only problem is making sure you do it correctly. Attackers can outsmart you, can outmaneuver you, and can definitely outposition you. We got lots of medals. We got Imperial Pikemen here on the field as well, but nothing to be seen for some key units. But I did see some Falconetti shooting towards this top of the stairs. Top of the stairs getting blasted to pieces by a Treb as well, but their own Metalladors shooting down towards the sea point right now. Probably hitting hard on these medals on the far side. Woof. I'd be looking scared, buddy. This Treb might hit hard. This Treb might hit light. Does hit high. Does hit nothing by the looks of it, actually. Going very well in the center here for CBL. The kickoff here is mainly just a bad exchange. One medal for one medal so far. If I'm seeing this correctly, it could be a little bit different. I think they just threw in one of the medals too far, and it's just getting destroyed right now. So they just lost an Iron Reaper and another medal. Exchanges coming out from Ecliptos is a little bit bad, but the longer CBL stays here, the worse it's gonna get. Because supply is limited. When I say supply is limited, your Metallators have a limited number of shots. Their Metallators can easily resupply, and again, I think 4 Trebs just went on top of that stairs 4 times. It was unsuccessful. What I mean by that, it didn't hit anything significantly. So CBL retreating at this point in time is a good move. Reset, reorganize, resupply. This is the position you need to be in. This is the tactic you need to do in order to attrition out the defenders. Otherwise, direct confrontation could lead to massive losses on your side, and I'm pretty sure CBL did start off with a unit deficit in the first place. CBL might be a bit too scared to take a direct confrontation in the first place, but that's still to be seen. I do believe that a direct confrontation could go either way. CBL does have the strength to do it, but just lost 4, or maybe just lost 3 medals, 2 ballistas. That's very bad. If you want to skirmish with something that is more expendable. Your Axe Raiders, probably not expendable. They're very valuable units, but they're much cheaper than your medals are. Probably should have brought more Axe Raiders. That is one of the things that I keep saying. Lots of Axe Raiders can deal with a lot of things. Axe Raiders are very difficult to deal with by any single unit by themselves. When you have a lot of Axe Raiders cover up their own weaknesses because they're an all-rounder unit. They just struggle with units that are just far more tankier, far more damaging than them. But I'll be honest, there is not very many units that do more damage than Axe Raiders. Not very many units that can out-tank Axe Raiders. And that's a fact. Kicking it off here in the center. Little bit weak coming out from CBL. One by one, they throw in the units. This Treb is going to hit hard on the medals that just came in last. Or it's just going to hit nothing. Very unfortunate Treb, yet again. Ecliptos throwing in 1 unit at a time and not deciding to push out the attackers when the attackers are kind of in a strong position. A little bit late on the reverse side, a flank here. But Winged Hussars make halfway through. Big charge in the back. Multi-directional charge is what really killed the medal here in the center. This Treb could come in huge, but unfortunately it's too little too late. Massively lost this primary engagement. I'm going to call it the primary engagement because this is a full-scale engagement. You lost a couple of units here, you lost a couple of units there, but CBL just got completely washed for this one, and probably increased the unit deficit by about 100 by the looks of it. You know, about 190 right now, almost 200. 297 actually, to be exact. 200, yeah, about 297 to be exact. I mean, 197 to be exact. My goodness. What am I saying? Ecliptos held the C point very well there. I think the misplay there from CBL was the flank. I think what really kept ECL in the game there was that CBL was too concentrated on crushing one of the sides. So I think I was mistaken by them throwing in 1 unit at a time. It was actually a bait, sort of, because they were throwing cavalry from both sides. So when the flank was activated, it came in kind of at a time where it was very opportune. So I think they got a timing down for that kind of squash, really relying on the cavalry to come in at the moment the last set of infantry clicks in, because when medals are like medals in brace can stop any number of can stop cavalry almost dead in their track, but they can't hit too many cavalry. A very important point is that while in brace they only hit one unit. Their lethal march and their medal order can hit multiple units, but in their brace is the best tool they have against cavalry, and when that gets slapped down, whoa, when that gets overwhelmed to say by the sheer number of units, can't do anything about it. So losing a massive pile out from CBL. So CBL looking very scared right now. I'm not sure if they have a strategy to deal with the current defenses from Ecliptos, because Ecliptos being 200 units up, and especially in this high unit game, Ecliptos probably gonna run out of units very shortly, and I mean very shortly. Because this next battle will probably be their last set of good units, and they're going for the supply point this side. I've said this before, that a successful push on Wall Fort either is a direct confrontation and you win outright, or you do a split push and go for attrition. The attackers can go for a split push and win through attrition. What I mean by that is that your first death is only 30 seconds. Much less time than someone walking from the C point to the supply point, then back to the C point. CBL is prepping swinging back towards the C point, so not sure what plan they have now, because they just went one way, then they swung back the other way. And now the swing back again. They're gonna send they're trying to mess up Ecliptos' defense. You have to do this several times. Sometimes you have to do this several times. But the thing is that if Ecliptos gets too used to the swing, you can bait them when they can't see you. And that is awesome. That massive swing here, you should have had your infantry still heading towards the supply point. That would have killed it. You would have won right there. You swung your cavalry around, should have swung them back. You should have kept your infantry going towards the supply point, swung your cavalry, and then swung your cavalry back around, go through the center, and, swung your cavalry around, and go towards the C point, sacrifice, cuts them off towards the supply point, and won with just the infantry you have. Unfortunately, you go for a C point push. This is probably the best situation for Ecliptos, because CBL is a sitting duck right now. You know why? They were ready. They had all of their guys here. They just squeezed a main push here coming up through the center. It was a very obvious squeeze. They had an extended line, and they collapsed on either side of it. Not a complete front for CBL. CBL's entire front line completely collapses. Now Ecliptos is just rolling through the remainder of CBL's units and heroes and just dropping them dead. What do you do in this situation like this? You have to outposition your opponents. You can't outposition your opponents when you take a direct confrontation like this. There were so many medals ready to go, so much preparation from Ecliptos, because they were ready. They watched CBL swing one side, swing the other side. They were watching carefully. You, as the attackers, cannot afford to take a direct confrontation like this when the defenders are ready. Because if you give the defenders all the advantages, you end up losing. You end up in a bad situation where you get yourself squeezed because you're trying to force a point which is not feasible, or which is a disadvantage. You push towards that C point, but you have medals on the left and you have medals on the right. What's going to happen if you come up through the center? You come up through the center, you're going to have medals on the left and you're going to have medals on the right. But what happens if you go for the medals on the left? Nah, the medals on the right gets you. Doesn't matter if you have 10 guys coming up behind you. There's still 2 medals on either side of you. The advantage is still there. It is massive, in fact. You cannot beat out the positional advantage, and definitely the Medaus could definitely hold their own, even against multiple units. The Keshigs are absolutely slaughtering CBL, and I believe this is it for CBL. There's no way they can turn this around. Unless you're coming out with 15 Keshig of your own. No way, Jose. I mean, not even 15 Keshig could beat out the number of Medaus left on the field. But still, congratulations, CBL, for making this far. Unfortunately, you did lose here. But this definitely shows you the strength of Cliptos. Cliptos winning in the direct confrontation against CBL. Very much stronger team. Positioning is their positioning is seems to be their trait. They're very good at positioning, and how they move is quite, how to say, strategic. And I'm gonna have to give Ecliptos my good old favorite thumbs up for not dogpiling into the enemy. This is probably one of the best. This is probably one of the best examples of positional advantage, and the positional advantage coming out very huge for Ecliptos, and probably one of the few times I actually catch the sight of the positional advantage that doesn't come by accident. What I mean by that is that Ecliptos definitely set themselves up for success, and definitely had knowledge that they were doing it. Nodachi? Where's the Nodachi? Hey, Ajaz. Do you have to keep an eye on Ajaz and see how their performance is doing? He's coming in third for Ecliptos, doing very well for himself. In fact, my goodness, Daddy Ajaz. So let's see how far he goes with this Nodachi. If he can go all the way against Crusaders with this Nodachi, that would be very surprising. Best thing of all, they won't have to face Crusaders until the semifinals. And even if they got knocked down, they still have a chance to face off Crusaders against the finals. I guarantee you that we will see Crusaders in the final. If we don't, then that is very weird, since Crusaders are still classified as, in my books, the best team in the um, Asia Division tournament. But yes, OP? What? No way. You think Nodachi's OP? Have you seen Pike? Have you seen Spear? Have you seen Short Sword? Have you seen Maul? Have you seen Shortbow? Have you seen Longbow? Actually, no. Longbow's a joke. Actually, I hate Longbow. That's just me. I just hate Longbow. I think the direction of it is stupid, but that's just me. Anyway, we won't get to see any more battles. That is the end of the top four. So we got to see Crusaders make it to the top four. We got to see TKT beat out Northern Legion for the top four. I think I have to probably check that, but I'm pretty sure TKT did win against Northern Legion. And then we just watched. Oh my god, we just watched it as well. We just watched Mugen Kingdom. Mugen Kingdom somehow win against GNG. I don't know why. I don't know how. But Mugen Kingdom is in the top four, so I will give them credit for making it this far. But unfortunately, I do think it was a mistake. I do think it was a mistake for Mugen Kingdom to make it past GNG. GNG, unfortunately, only having 14 people on their tiebreaker. And we also get to see Ecliptos absolutely smashing the CBL team. Wow. Very good performance from Ecliptos right here, right now, and ending up as the last of the top four. So all of these people will come in for the winner and the lower bracket. So how it works is that these four teams will fight off and keep going until there's only one winner. But the losers of each of the battles get to face off against each other for a second shot towards the grand finals, which will have a second chance for all of the losing teams. Well, the best of the losing teams come up again for Crusaders. And what I mean by that is that out of the four, the three teams that loses will face off against the other two teams that loses. Well, I mean, maybe. But yeah, the losers bracket works very strangely. I'm not sure why they have the losers bracket, but it's a second chance mechanic, and sometimes I agree with it, sometimes I don't. But anyway, that is all for tonight. We won't get to see any more battles until Tuesday, where I'll be streaming in the morning for the South America Division tournament. And then on Wednesday we have the America Division tournament. Then we have the Asia Division tournament. They're starting for the top four. But that will be all for tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. But other than that, my name's Azakai, and have a nice day. Bye now. Oh, and I hope the camera is in a better position now, so that I don't interrupt the camera on that side of the screen. So yeah. Bye guys.